So, aloha! Welcome back to the BlueNote Fan Report. This is our second intermission show. Blues got back into this game. They got 2 goals, and they got the all-important one from number 91, Vladimir Tereshchenko. And what did you guys think of that first intermission? Was that a lot of fun? I thought it was a lot of fun. And you know what? When something's that much fun, you absolutely have to bring them right on back. Mr. Zuke, Mike, thank you so much for coming back on the second intermission show.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Hey, so I know we didn't talk about it last time, so we'll talk about it real quick. First, what do you think of the Blues locking up Jordan Bennington on the 6x6?
No, I think it's tremendous. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a real solid player. I mean, people are giving him a lot of crap because he's not winning every game. But he's a solid goaltender who plays his angles well. He's got a good temperament. When the time comes, he'll step up. He'll step up.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the one thing we haven't had for a long time is a goaltender with that, and I call it the je ne sais quoi. Yeah. I mean, the it factor. He's got it. Absolutely. Yeah. He's got the angles down, and he's got the quips. He reminds me so much of Patrick Waugh. When in the early 90s, I got the wind blowing in on me now. In the early 90s, when him and the Blackhawks were going back and forth, and Jeremy Roenick was talking about him getting his jockstrap out of the United Center's, the stadium's rafters, and he comes back and says, I can't hear what Jeremy says because I have like 2 Stanley Cup rings in my ear.
That's right.
That's what he reminds me of. I mean, he's got that same.
You have to, I mean, as a goaltender, a player too, you have to have that confidence, but as a goaltender especially. And, it's a good dollar amount. I'm not worried about the length of it. I mean, the thing of it is nowadays, let's say, and I have confidence he'll be the solid number 1 for a while, but even if something happens and he's not, somebody's going to take him off your hands. He's got that reputation. He's playing well enough. If for whatever reason, let's say we have 2 all-star goalies come into our system for some reason, and Bennington's the guy to go, somebody will pick him up and pick up his contract. So it's not a big deal whatsoever. But you got to lock him up because somebody would give him $8 million next year.
Toronto was going to overpay for him.
Oh,
There's no ands, ifs, or buts about that.
Yeah.
Pat Dietman thought it was a dirty hit by Vegas. I didn't think it was. Did you?
It wasn't.
Reeves on Sundqvist?
It was maybe a little bit late. It certainly wasn't like the Wilson hit that didn't get a penalty the other day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was a dirty hit. It was just a big man hitting a big man, and unfortunately, Sundqvist hit his head on the ice. That's basically, I think he was a little dazed.
So, hey, Mike.
Valuable. He's a very valuable player.
Yeah, Reeves is. I'm not as big of a fan of Reeves as a lot of people are because he's, he's a one-track mind. He's just a big guy. He doesn't score a lot of goals. He's just big, and he can fight.
He's a better player than the so-called goons of the old day, but he's not somebody who's going to play 20 minutes a game or 15 minutes a game.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, so this one, Rooster's asking, who were some of your favorite teammates?
Oh, I had a lot of them. Here in St. Louis, Bernie was my friend. Perry Turnbull, Larry Patey. We still see those guys. They were the guys I still hang out with. Mike Lee was good.
I've had 4 people text me already telling me to have you ask Perry to get on the show.
Perry's a root. Perry hasn't grown up yet. I've grown up a little bit, but Perry's still he's still a 16-year-old.
Yep. So it's your buddy's birthday.
Who's that?
Bobby.
Oh, Bobby. Yeah. I don't know Bobby real well. He's been here since I've been here. He was always in the background, and I got to know him a little bit better as an alumni.
Yeah, he's that's the other one that if you can put a bug in that ear and get his daughter to get him on, I would absolutely love it. Darkness is saying he hopes Sonny's okay. Jordan York, thank you guys. Reeve hit wasn't dirty, but it was sad because Sonny is limping. Happens. Mary Ann, who's the niece, and her mom says hi. I forget what her mom is, but she says hi. She knows you.
Denise Runcolm?
Huh?
it could be Doc Ronco's wife, Denise.
Yeah, no, his sister.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. Guy moans. Guy, mom's hurt if you say those words again. I don't know what words I said, but about Reeves. So I got to let me tell you something real quick about the York family. This family's so close to my heart. Annette's her name.
Okay.
Right. The York family had a daughter named Haley who was diagnosed with PH, which is pulmonary hypertension, high blood pressure of the lungs.
Uh-huh.
And they had met Reeves, and Reeves kind of took Haley under his wing for a little bit before he got traded. And unfortunately, last year, the day that Bomeister had his cardiac incident, Haley lost her life to PH.
Oh, boy.
And yeah, this family has been so special to me. And I've done it. I'll do anything for them. And I really appreciate what they bring to my show. And I hope I bring a little relief to them every now and then.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Well, I don't know where Jeremy went. Jeremy was wondering if you pay enough attention, have you thought about who the Blues might be trading at the trade deadline?
Boy, that's a tough one. I like our chemistry. I don't know what we have for prospects. That's something you got to be very careful. I trust Doug Armstrong to do the right things at the time. We may need a defenseman. I think we're strong up front once we get everybody back. We can put 4 really good lines together. It's always nice to have an extra defenseman, that can put in the time. I mean, we lost 2 solid defensemen, between Bomeister and Petrangelo. And then who's out for the season?
Gunnarsson.
Yeah. We picked up a couple of guys. It was always nice to have an additional defenseman or 2, that can step in, because it's so important to play good, solid defense in the playoffs.
So this next one's going to make you feel good, Mike. It says, so I'm a younger Blues fan. I'm guessing Mike played with Hull. If he did, what was it like playing with Hull? I think.
Let me just say this: I played against Hull's father. That's how old I am.
What was Bobby hard to play against?
Yeah, he was a very solid player. I ended up playing against him in the World Hockey. I started my career in Edmonton playing against the Winnipeg Jets, and he had a really good line. He played with 2 Swedes, and they were as good as any line in the NHL at that time. And at that time, I was an offensive forward, but I played against the top lines in the league, so I had to go up against Bobby Hull's line every game, and he was tough to defend against.
Well, this question goes right along there. Who was your favorite player you ever played against?
Oh, geez, I played against them all. When I first came in, Barclay Plager told me, "You're my defensive guy. You got to play against the top line." So I played against Lafleur, Schutt, Lemaire. I played against Dion's line. I played against Stastny's line. Eventually played against Lemieux's line. Played against Gretzky's line. I'll tell you, the hardest guy to defend against, even though I played against Lemieux and Gretzky, the hardest guy to defend against was Stastny.
Was who?
Peter Stastny.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if I mentioned this last time, but Peter Stastny was the second highest scoring player in the decade of the 80s.
Oh, wow, yeah. He had a really good, he could control that puck. He could control that puck like anybody.
Yeah, and he was intense, and Lemieux and Gretzky, you get in their way, you slow them down a little bit. I mean, you wouldn't take them off their game, but they wouldn't fight through it as much. Peter would slash you, hack you, cross-check you. He was gritty, and he was very, very skilled.
Yep. Hey, John LaRue has a really good question. She says, you mentioned the Blues alumni. Hey, bring that and show us that beautiful hat you're wearing, Mike.
The Blues alumni.
There you go.
Hat.
Yeah, Blues alumni hat. Can you talk more about the Blues alumni and their relationship with the city?
It's a two-way street there. I mean, as you mentioned, a lot of us stay here because of the fans. If you're a superstar, obviously you're appreciated and you get the limelight and everything. But even the guys that worked hard, like myself, and a bunch of the guys that stayed here, people appreciated you and you appreciated them. And then it's just a great city. It's a great city to raise a family. A lot of us were from Canada, so it's a lot warmer, really real hot in the summer times, but I'd rather take that than the cold we grew up in. And it's become a great area if your kids will play hockey. And a lot of us guys over the years have had boys that have played, now girls that are playing hockey, and it started out a little slow, but now it's one of the best cities in the country in North America to have your kids play hockey in.
Yep. Here's Teresa Folk says she used to babysit for Eddie Johnston and lived by a bunch of players, LaRose, Collin, Berenson. Did you ever go to parties at Wood Mills Park Clubhouse?
Now, let me just say this. I am not that old. I'm between that group and Brett Hall.
Yeah. God. Oh, you're so good, man. Berube thought his team was resilient and confident, a big reason why we won the cup. What are your thoughts?
No, I think they still are. It's hard to continue that half a year and the playoffs that we won. It was just all out for every game, and you can't keep that up. I thought we played really, really well last year, and then kept the pace up, and then COVID hit, and
COVID stole our cup. I think COVID stole our cup.
That threw off everybody. People were saying, Bennington was 0-5 in the playoffs. I throw last year out. People don't know what was going on in the bubble and how it affected players. And it was an odd year. We had some injuries. The thing of it is, you got to peak at the right time. And I don't have a problem with us playing the way we are now. It's not that we're playing bad. We're winning most of our games, losing some we shouldn't. But you know what? You got to peak at the right time, have your players, a healthy roster, and you got to get to goaltending. So as long as we stay in contention, make the playoffs, and then anything can happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, Mike, I didn't know this. You're in the St. Louis Hockey Hall of Fame?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not? And Mary said you're in the Hockey Hall of Fame with Doc.
No, I'm not. I'm in Michigan Tech. I'm in Sault Ste. Marie, but I'm not in the St. Louis Hockey Hall of Fame.
We gotta remedy that, sir. We absolutely got to remedy that. Teresa Folk says, lots of laughs. Sorry, Mike. I am that old. Mike, I'm going to echo this one. That is, you coming on and giving your time for little old me, I appreciate it so much. Mike, you would like my grandpa. He had one leg, but he had the same humor and love for hockey as you did.
So you think I'm funny? Is that it?
Yeah, we love you, man. We love you. And funny as in funny, or funny. Mike, yes, you do. I'll say that. You can shoot me in the foot if you want to, Mike. I would take it. No, this is fun. You are such a great sport. Mike, I know we talked and you had something to do tonight, but on an upcoming show, would you be willing to do like a post game so where we do a little longer and get some more time with you?
Absolutely, no problem at all. I enjoy it. I enjoy talking hockey. It's Blues hockey. I still have, I bleed blue just like all the fans do, and I'm a fan now. And I'll tell you, I shed a tear. Shedded a tear. How do you say that? I did shed a tear when we won the cup 2 years ago.
Oh, you're not the only one, Mike. I recorded it. I did a live. I'm popping champagne. I'm on my knees crying. I couldn't believe it. Here's a great one before we get close. Best era in Blues history to you, Mr. Zuke.
It was like 78 to 83.
Right. That was what you think is. Oh, that was your no. Oh, that's when you were in.
Nice.
You know what?
We had some good air. I think this is one of the best. The Blues were unbelievable back in the early days. It was new to the city, and people loved the team, and the team did well. That was a golden era, and then it went downhill for quite a while. In the 90s, we had some really good teams. A lot of bad moves were made. coaching wise, player wise, general manager wise. And then I think we're in a golden era again.
Oh, I'm with you. I really do. I think what Blues ownership is doing now and what Doug Armstrong did. Doug Armstrong should have won GM of the Year for doing nothing.
Wow.
Or doing.
Yeah.
When everybody was calling him saying, who do you want to trade? Can we take this player off your hands? Can we have that player? He said no. And I'm sure that had to be really hard to do when your team was damn near in last place in points, to say no.
I just wonder how close his finger was to the button, to be honest with you, because it was a disaster. He made the right moves. It didn't come together. The coaching change made a huge difference. The goaltending change or the need for a goaltender made a difference. But he made some great moves. I mean, getting Shen in here for what he got him in, O'Reilly, Bozak, Sonny. That was a heck of a trade. I know that trade really upset Sidney Crosby. I couldn't believe that Pittsburgh got rid of Sundstrom, and he was upset because he knew what kind of player he was. Sonny's one of our most valuable players.
They want to know. Yeah. They want to know if you. I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to walk over you. They want to know if you predict. We only got a couple minutes left. Yeah. If you predicted a cup win.
After Game 5.
After Game 5.
Nice.
No.
Here's one last question for you before we get to the game. And I know there's more, and we'll get you to again. When did you realize that Bernie Federko was something special? We only got about 30 seconds.
Well, as a friend, he took me under his wing when I got here. I'm a little older than Bernie, but I came from the world of hockey. He was already established here, so he befriended me. And then, we used to vacation after the season, and then just playing with him, you knew what kind of a hockey player he was. He was a tremendous player.
Is he? And I'm dying to meet him. I'm dying to get him on a show. Is he as good of a person as everybody says he is? I mean, is he as good of a person as he was a player?
Yeah, Bernie's down to earth. He's a Hall of Famer, but he'll talk to anybody, sign autographs. He's a true blue, tried and true.
Yeah, Mike, thank you so much. This has been so much fun, and this is why I do this, because fans love it. The game's coming on. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, saying aloha, mahalo, enjoy the game. And Mike, we will talk to you on another Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha, see you all on the post game.
All right, Keith.